I want to show you my brand new shelter that I made completely out of pallets. Let's go check it out.
The idea is finally portable is, well, let's talk about jury. Whatever your match not portable. Tiny half thing over there.
Pretty much this is what the entire firewood shelter looks like so far. Last spring I built this first half, so literally it was just these two pallets and these two and all this and then that roof. So now I'm going to add on I'm going to strip there, add on and enclose this whole thing. So I got the first layer. Gotta keep this open for now so that way I can walk in and out. But now I'm just gonna cut this 2x4 to the same length of this, and then yeah, we got it going on. I also built the flooring right here, so this is all level and ready to go. It's not going anywhere. These things weigh about 100 plus pounds, 120 pounds put together, so they're very, very heavy. I'm using screws. They're premium wood screws, very nice to use. So just kind of toenailing everything inside here as best as I can. That's what you got to do with these pallets so far.
To be perfect, put that and brew it. At the first day, and spend the natural that of teletrust, and that's that, and that for that, and the light that engine that cement, that and other options, not rather with space. First things course, I'll lead steps to forward steps and screws with the slide in the person. The food for the beat of the was just tapping did up and freight related. When the verb, so it's steady verbs, my parent friends go and shoot to the accurate Greek and that's back or can shoot and the book where she. I thought about the rest. It is having to do with cat to it and shoot it and prove straight to go.
Right now, whole side and almost top half is done. I have to keep this open until I completely finish it. Beams are on, and now we just got to connect the roof, and that's about it. Put some support beams right here on this one and this one, just pretty much replicate what I did over here, and should be done. Well, we're almost done here. I got almost the entire thing completely finished. I just got the top half right here, and then I got the whole entire door completely cut out. That's the door right there, just hanging. So that's what it looks like so far. We're gonna connect those two things right there. Put the roof on, and it should be good. Floor in, we're ready to go. Phoenix is in the background right there, hanging out, enjoying the rain. All right, let's talk about this Palletwood shelter. I've actually been building this shelter since last spring, so around January 2022-ish, and I decided now is a good time to fully enclose it because I have way more lawn equipment and I don't want it to get wet. So as you can see, the first initial firewood shelter was just made out of 8 pallets, and it had a roof and it did its job. All I wanted to do is protect my firewood and a little bit of my lawn equipment, like my rakes, and that's pretty much it. I had composting stuff in there too that I didn't want to get wet, but for the most part it was too small to put like my juice bike in there or any of my power tools and equipment that I have now. So for the most part it did its job. I had maybe 1.5 cords to 2 cords at one point of firewood in there, and it kept it dry. I put a black tarp around there, and I didn't have any type of problem with it. It stayed put. Around here, I have 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. it didn't blow away. These pallets are anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds, and when you have 8 of them plus 2x4s and then OSB for the roof in the floor, this thing is getting to be around 300 to 400 pounds. That's ultimately why I decided to go with a Palletwood shelter in the first place, is because one, it was the cheapest route possible. These pallets you can find for about $5 a piece or free. Some places will just give them away because they're too much of an inconvenience of storing them that they just want to get rid of them. It's already a floor and it's already a wall already made. The only thing you have to do is eventually cover it up, which I'll talk about here shortly how I'm going to do that. The way I created this Palletwood shelter is at first I had 8 initial pallets, and then I bought 4 2x4s, and then I believe I bought 3 more 2x4s on the roof. So I put 4 2x4s in each of the corners to stabilize the roof, and obviously I wanted a shed pitch roof so that way the rain falls off. Much like my 240 square foot tiny house, it's a shed pitch roof as well. And pretty much you gotta make the 2x4s in the back shorter than the 2x4s in the front, so that's fairly easy. And then there's 2x4s running across, and then 3 in the middle for structure support. And then I just put OSB on the roof and put some white corrugated plastic, very cheap material at Lowe's. I don't know how much you could get it for, but fairly cheap. I cut it into 4 different sections. I got 2 of them, and that covered the entire roof perfectly. So that's how I designed the roof. The pallets essentially is fairly simple. All you got to do is create a solid foundation to put it on, and if you want it level, do the leveling and everything with put 4 pallets or 2 pallets on the floor if you want to start with a half shed like I did. And then once you have the foundation completely level, all you got to do is start putting the other pallets literally like a wall, and then buy some premium wood screws. And there's not any right way to drill the wood screws. You just have to find whatever connects and then make it as strong as you possibly can. For the floor, I did cut 2x4s, like small little 2x4s about this big, and I put them inside the 2x4s and drilled them to connect the floors and the walls. So that way, not only is the screws in like this, but there is, so let's say there's 2 walls right here, there's a 2x4 in between here for structure and support as well. So that's pretty much how I created it. You just have to pretty much like stack them like Legos in a way after you do the foundation, and then stack them another high. And then how I covered it, like I said, is I just bought a cheap black tarp and covered it in the front. Obviously, it's gonna move around, but what I decided to buy is these like dog chain things that you can like turn inside into the ground. I forgot what they're called. Like you pretty much just wrench them inside the ground, like they're posts almost essentially. So these tarps have like these little ring outlets. You can stick them inside there and then, torpedo it to the ground essentially. Like it's not going to go anywhere. The tarp isn't. Like I said, again, I've had 60, 70 mile an hour winds here, pretty high, very bad storms. And the shelter has been around for almost a year, almost a year and a half right now. So I plan on getting some type of like light bulb that will hang up and then connected by like a little 110 plug it into my EcoFlow, and boom, I got off-grid power essentially. And obviously I got plenty of solar panels to go around. But with that said, the Palletwood shelter is pretty much completely finished. It's coming to an end. All I gotta do is, like I said, put some shiplap on there and it's pretty much done, and some little plexiglass windows. It's been a fun journey. It's a super cheap way to build a shelter other than getting like a full-blown ready-to-go shelter that you see maybe on the highways or at Lowe's, and things cost anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. I don't feel like paying that when I can build it myself for no more than $300. This Palletwood shelter with everything included, bolts, nuts, everything, all the reclaimed material, about $300, $350 max. So fairly inexpensive way to build a shelter. I personally love how it looks, and if I had to redo it again, it's exactly how I would do it. So with that said, until then, I will see you guys in the next video.